My unit has suffered immense casualties on LV-426 and requests immediate assistance aboard the USS Sulaco. Of the survivors, myself, 2 human females, one of which is a child, and a damaged...
Hi guys, this is James from CVG, and today I'm joined by Andy Kelly.
Hello.
And we are here, Andy, to talk about Aliens Colonial Marines.
Yes, which I've just finished reviewing. So Aliens Colonial Marines is the sequel to the film Aliens, but in the form of a video game.
Right, so it's set between...
Aliens and Alien 3. Yeah, so it tells you what happened between those films. Super authentic. It's got like Lance Henriksen returns as Bishop, Michael Biehn returns as Hicks, and it's got all the locations: the Sulaco, Hadley's Hope, the derelict ship as recently seen in Prometheus,
yeah,
and possibly ruined by it. And you know, so it's like super authentic digi sequel.
Okay, but from reading your review text, despite all the authenticity and stuff, you don't think it's quite like the sort of atmosphere of the Aliens films?
Well, it's authentic in terms of the look of it. The sounds are all there. The pulse rifle sounds like the pulse rifle. The motion tracker makes the bleeps. It's superficially authentic, but it misses spectacularly what makes Aliens such a great series.
Yeah.
And even though Aliens is an action film, compared to the other ones, it's still got moments of horror, tension, claustrophobia, quiet moments. The game, on the other hand, is just almost constant, not completely 100%, but pretty, 90% holding the fire button while aliens run at you. And the problem there is the aliens in the Alien films, the idea is that they are described as the perfect organism. They're super intelligent, cunning, they're like smarter than animals. And the idea of the Aliens film is that even these tough guy Marines get their ass handed to them by the aliens, whereas in the game you seem to be this invincible one-man killing machine, where you've got like two buddies with you occasionally, but you're not like in a squad of Marines. So it's turned the alien, the creature, from the perfect evolutionary species into this dumb FPS enemy that just runs at you.
Okay, so they don't have a lot of sort of character to these, and you're not really scared by them then?
Yeah, there's no sense of fear, because it takes one alien to kill like 10 people in Aliens, and like one of them kills 5 people in the first Alien film. The idea is that you don't need a whole army of them, but within like 10 minutes of starting this game, you're fighting just tons of them, and they just rush at you in massive numbers, and it just takes away all there's no sense of fear. You don't, when you see an alien coming, you go, oh, I better shoot that. You don't go, oh my god, it's the scariest creature ever created by nature.
And it's not just that there's loads of them. There's also some, not just aliens, but there's also some other human enemies to shoot as well.
I don't know why they did this. There's human enemies in it. So apparently, the greatest sci-fi, most fearsome sci-fi creature of all time wasn't enough. They had to put in some soldiers, like every other FPS. And so there's large portions of the game where you're just fighting men. They should have called it Men Colonial Marines.
Nice. But it's not all bad. There are some things, a lot of the things that you liked in it.
Yeah, well, there's a couple of moments where it seems to. There's a bit where you get your weapons stripped away and you're forced to creep through this sort of basement, being stalked by these creatures that are blind but they can hear you, and it's got that's where you get a feeling that they've understood the kind of tension and stuff, the fear that the Aliens films excels at. I mean, the weapons sound great, they feel really good and satisfying, but almost sort of wasted on the really sort of dense AI and kind of boring. It's a really basic FPS, like it's one of the most basic, there's no real sort of sense of tactical depth or anything. Okay. Which is a shame, because you're supposed to be fighting super intelligent killing machines, but it never feels like that. You're just fighting sort of like dogs almost. They just run at you barking, and men, like generic FPS goons that have really no sort of notable AI to speak of. So it's a really missed opportunity.
So do you think fans of the Aliens franchise will get some enjoyment out of it?
Yeah, well, I'm a massive Aliens fan, and I did enjoy the fan service and all the references, and getting to use Vasquez's smart gun, and hanging out with Hicks and that, and Bishop, and so you will put up with it, but it's not long before the rose-tinted specs slip off your face, and you're left with pretty boring shoot 'em up.
So summing up then, it's got some good moments, but overall it's just not quite up there.
Yeah, and if you aren't an Aliens fan, don't touch it. But if you are, it may be worth looking at just to have that enjoyment of exploring locations from those great films.